Hi, I'm Caroline, founder of the Rural Business Hub. We run co-working spaces in village and accessible countryside locations, offering offices and a mix of meeting room spaces and co-working area. Primarily we're used by people wanting a regular office space, meeting rooms for community use, as well as an open plan area which can be used on an ad hoc basis or on a regular monthly basis for a desk where people just want to come together and be with like-minded people. Back in 2016, the village shop became available in Hurstbourne Tarrant. I decided that I no longer needed to work from home or even wanted to work from home. I had small children, it wasn't actually possible for me to be able to meet clients there, broadband was rubbish, and we basically needed to set up somewhere where I could grow the business, encourage new staff to come on board, and at the same time be able to create a space where other people would like to come and join us, and I was convinced at that time that there were others that would be wanting similar facilities to those that I had outlined. In the meantime, the village had highlighted that they might need a smaller meeting space for the odd bits and pieces that they needed to do, and actually once it was opened, the local parish council used it once or twice, the school used it, and we used to have various village activities for flower arranging courses and crochet courses, etc. So it certainly met a need that was there at the time for the community, but alongside that we had people that were using it as their own base for their office, needing to get out of home. Roll forward a few years and we end up in the situation that we're in today, where our audience has grown. It's about remote working, it's about small teams needing to relocate in the area, and about people just not wanting or being able to focus at home. There are too many distractions, and it doesn't have to be full-time, it can be just once or twice a week in order to collaborate with people that are like-minded or running different businesses even, but just to be able to interact with somebody else. We've certainly noticed in the last couple of years that people have been required by their companies to work from home, and this has actually created a much wider audience from our original client base, which were actually business owners that were working from home, but actually people have taken that choice to work more locally at least some of the time in the week, so that they are closer to home. They can cut down on their travel expenses, which are huge if you're commuting to London every day. And it's also about being in a non-competitive environment as well. They're working with people that are not necessarily connected to their own business. One thing I am passionate about is, having been very fortunate to work in the countryside all of my working career, I have been very keen to open that up to everybody else. Everybody should be able to step out of their door, stick on their wellies and go for a walk at lunchtime, in my opinion. And if there is a way where we can roll out many workspaces in rural locations where more people are enabled to be able to work in beautiful surroundings but still have a professional environment where they can focus and be with their teams, then we need to do it. So I think the key challenge with rural locations is, one, accessibility. The obvious one is broadband, so there would be no point in setting up one if you didn't have excellent broadband, because that's what everybody expects now, and there are still pockets in the countryside that don't have excellent broadband. The other challenge is space size. So where your population is a lot more sparse, there would be no point in putting a 30,000 square foot space in the middle of the countryside. You just wouldn't fill it and it wouldn't be viable. So you're then looking at much smaller spaces, which then you need to be able to make some profit from, or at least cover your costs on. So that is the biggest challenge, is having a profitable sized space. Absolutely. I mean, we always go for a high-end finish with a warm and friendly feel, and I think it gives you that more of a community feel about them, a smaller community feel, which is what rural communities are very good at, is about coming together. With all of our workspaces, we try to choose the location carefully, where they can support the local communities around them, easily accessible to local towns, trying to reduce the commute and our impact on the environment primarily, and reduce commute times. When we're furnishing a place, we always look to upcycle wherever we possibly can. We always use local trades, and looking to use natural materials wherever possible. For me, I've lived and worked in the countryside all my life. I couldn't think of working anywhere else. Now, you might say that not everybody feels that way, but I was convinced at the time that there would be an audience and that others would want to be able to access the countryside, to be able to stay close to home. And I think that has been proven by our high occupancy rates. All our spaces are dog friendly, and we pride ourselves on the fact that you can just step out of the door, stick on a pair of wellies and go for a walk at lunchtime. We currently have 2 spaces, one in Hurstbourne Tarrant, a main road location in the village where it is supported by various other businesses. We have a village pub, a tea rooms and a village shop. The second space is just outside Alresford, which is a more remote location. There we have huge amounts of outside space, a nice courtyard where we will be expanding on that in the spring to encourage outside working. Our future plans, well, I have this big aspiration to be able to roll out rural business hubs up and down the country. By nature of their size, you need smaller spaces that complement existing businesses within the local area. So it would work well as an aside to a farm shop or something that already has the infrastructure in place, to be able to be used as an add-on, because again, a smaller space is not necessarily viable on its own but could complement other businesses around it. Or for service providers that are looking for a location to be able to operate their own business with other complementary businesses alongside them.